complete you are saying, correct?
Yes, yes,
See,
yes.
here, once you will complete the processing, okay, then it will give you some metadata. What kind of metadata it will give you? It will give you how many records successfully processed, how many record failed. So that kind of metadata it will give you. Okay. Like very rarely you will use this on complete one. If you want to generate report and all, like for that batch processing, then you can use this on complete one. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So only for reporting purpose only we are using incomplete, right?
Yes. Yes. In your business logic, there will not be any impact of this on complete.
Okay, okay.
Okay, fine. So we can start now. Let me start. Yeah, I started recording also. Fine. Now, what we will do, like so far, like we got basic of this development side, component side, connector side. Okay, not connector. Connector we will do. Maybe from next class we will start connector. So today we will just have a high level overview of AnyPoint platform. Okay. Actually, I had some like detail analysis only. I want to create like I was planning to create RAML and all. I want to show you like what all reusable components we have in RAML. So whenever you are defining your RAML, how to create reusable component, fragment, traits, data type, what is resource library. But I don't think we have enough time today. So that we need to do tomorrow. But let's have like 15 minutes. We will have a high level discussion of AnyPoint platform. Okay, and tomorrow we will see detail of RAML, fragment, data type, library, everything. Okay, since that is also very important for documentation purpose. Most of the time, like developer will create this RAML and all. Okay, but as a architect, you should know all the capability of RAML and you have to review it. Okay, once he will create RAML, then you have to review it and you need to see like they have followed all the best practice or not, components are reusable or not, those kind of review you need to do as an architect. Okay, so let me start. Let me open Anypoint platform. So on Anypoint platform, we have lots of capabilities. Okay, so few capability like we will discuss today and few we will see tomorrow. Okay, so first design center. Okay, so design center we use for multiple purpose. Okay, in design center you can create a API specification, you can create RAML. Okay, now they have added new feature also, like previously we were developing only RAML for REST API. Now they have added feature to create RAML for async API also. Okay, so API, like we have two kind of API, synchronous API, asynchronous. Okay, synchronous API is based on request and response. When you will call that API, it will give you response. Until that point, you will wait for response. Okay, in synchronous API, whoever making call to that synchronous API, they will wait till you will get response. But in case of asynchronous API, it's based on fire and forgot. Just make a request and forgot about the response. Okay, then we will have callback handler, which will handle that response back. Okay, so it can be that fire and forgot one, or it can be on queue basis, like whenever you will get request, you will put in queue and you will forgot about. Okay, so that way also we can create asynchronous processing. So this particular feature added newly. Previously we had feature to create a RAML for REST API. Instead, oh sorry, not RAML for Sync API. Okay, now they have added for Async API also. A part of that we have fragment. Okay, so fragment is again a reusable component. Okay, where you can define traits, data type, library, resources, those kind of thing you can define here. So today, like we will understand what is the importance of like fragment, why we exactly need fragment. Okay, so for that we will understand through diagram. This is our first RAML. This is for payment API.
I cannot see your screen. The screen is freeze for me. I don't know.
Is it same for everyone? What about other?
It's getting like a small screen, we can see. Okay.
My screen is visible, but you are saying it's a small screen. Let me
No, no, no.
reshare.
I'm
Complete
able
window
to
it's not
see
showing.
any point platform window only. Yeah.
Okay, is it visible now?
It's freezed actually. I think you can stop and reshare.
Yeah,
I'm able to see.
sorry. Yeah, I reshared my screen. Is it visible now or not? I reshared, and what
Okay,
about
we
other?
can see it.
Okay,
We can see it. Ravi.
maybe another person who is unable to see, you need to rejoin. This is payment API, this is customer API, and this one is interaction API. Okay. Now, inside this payment API, we have resource R1, R2, R3. Okay, this R1 has method 1, method 2 is get and post method. This one has method 3, method 4, and this one has method 6. This one has resource 1, resource 2. This has method 7, 8, 9. And this has method, one method, that is method 10. Okay, and this one has one resource, two resource, three resource, and this one has method, one method, two method. This one has three method, and this one has one method. Okay, so we have three RAML. Sorry, three API where we have multiple methods, multiple resources we have. Okay, everyone know about this resource and method. Is there anyone who don't know about resource and method in API? If you don't know, let me know quickly. Otherwise, you will not able to understand next discussion, which is very important. Okay, hope everyone know. Fine. So here we have multiple resources, multiple methods. Okay. Now we have one header that is transaction ID, which will be used everywhere. Here also, here also, here also, here also, everywhere. So currently what I am doing, I am defining that header everywhere. Okay, so we are defining that particular header on all the 16 places. We have another set of header, client ID and client secret. We have two more header. Again, we are defining all the 16 places. So first thing I realized, okay, this particular header transaction ID is used at this particular 6 place. So what I did within this YAML, I created traits that is transaction ID. Okay, then I see another header also client ID, client secret. We are using at all the 6 places. So I created another traits with this client ID and client secret. Okay. Previously, we were defining these two traits, means this three header, all the 6 places. Now we are defining at the very beginning of our YAML, and we are just calling on these places. So this particular set of code is around, let's say, 20 line. Previously, we were writing this 20 line on 6 places, 20 into 6, 120. Now what we did, we created as a trait. So this took 20 line. Okay, and we are calling at 6 places. So 26 line. So previously 120 line of code was there. Now 26 line of code is there. And we are doing same thing only. Okay, so you can see here when you are creating this reusable component, instead of creating every places, when you are creating at one place and you are using on multiple places, so it's giving you multiple advantage. First, your code size will be less, then easy to understand. Okay, if you will write same thing again and again, it will be like very complex. Your YAML structure will be look like very complex. And maintenance wise also, if you want to change anything in any one header, let's say your transaction ID size change from like maximum character was 36, now you want to make it 40. So every places you have to go and you have to change. But if you are creating reusable component here, so you need to change only one place. Okay, so here you can see if you are creating reusable component within YAML, and that is our trait. Okay, if you want to create header, if you want to create query parameter, if you want to create URI parameter, okay, if you want to define structure of body, that you can define inside traits. Okay, and if you are defining within your YAML also, it's saving your lots of effort. It's easy to maintain, easy to understand. Now, this same set of thing we are doing here also. It's taking 26, and here also, since here also we are using this 26. Okay. What we can do, instead of defining this 26 line of code here, we can define this 20 line of code here, and plus we need our 3 places. Okay, so here like I took very small example, so you can see very small difference. But let's say we have 20 YAML. Like this, you have 20 API. For that, you have 20 YAML. Okay. So everywhere you are writing 26, 26, 26, 26. So previously it was 26 into 20, almost how much, or let's say 10 only, 26 into 10, 260 line of code. Now you have 20 plus 10, 30 line of code. So 120 or 30 line, there is a huge difference. Okay, so the main purpose of creating fragment to maximize the reusability of components within RAML. Okay, so if you think any component will be used by that particular RAML, you will create that reusable component within that RAML. And if you think that particular reusable component can be used by multiple RAMLs, then you will create inside fragment. Okay, so fragment is a reusable component where you can define reusable components like traits, data type, libraries. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, now one by one we will discuss about trait, data type, and library. So first trait. So trait is a reusable component which contain header, query parameter, URI parameter, body, request body, and response body. So within this reusable component trait, you can define header, query parameter, URI parameter, body, and response body. Okay, within data type will define schema of your input and output of your RAML. Okay, or your API. So here you will define structure of your API. Sorry, not structure of your API, structure of your request and response. Okay, so data type will create schema for your input and output of your API. Okay, and you will able to see same data type you are using at multiple places. So those kind of data type you should define in fragment. Now library. So library is nothing but it's a collection of traits and data type. So inside library, so what you can do, one option you have, you will create traits data type here, and then you will include all the traits data type here, here, and here, everywhere. That is one option. Second option, what you have, you can package it, all the traits and data type inside library. And you can just include this library in all the places. Okay, so that is another option we have. We can include everything within library and we can use on multiple levels. Okay, so this is the main purpose of creating fragment. Okay, fragment. So definition wise, it will be like in interview also many people ask. Definition wise, like it's very difficult to explain those things. Okay, practically you can understand, but sometimes it will create a challenge to explain with definition. But if you want to define it, then first of all, fragment. Fragment is a collection of reusable components where you can define traits, data type, library, resources. Okay. Now trait. Trait is again reusable component which contain collection of header, query parameter, URI parameter, body, and response body. Data type. Data type define the structure of request and response. Okay. Then library. Library is a reusable component which is a collection of traits and data types. Okay. And sometimes if you want, you can mention keywords also. What keywords we use to define library, what keyword we use to define data type or traits, and how to use that also you can tell them while explaining. For example, if you want to use library, you need to use keyword use. If you want to use traits, then keyword will be trait. Data type, it will be type. Okay. So hope everyone clear with this advantage and advantage of fragment. Okay. So inside design center.
Ravi, I have a question to ask.
Yes.
Yeah, Ravi, we have research type also we have, right?
Yes. Resource and resource type.
Yeah. So where like in the traits we are using that the collection of traits we can declare in the research type also, right? So what is the difference between research type?
Trait is very small element. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Resource. For example, you have one resource. Within
Mm-hmm.
that, you have 5 methods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Not in this way. You have like methods which can be used by multiple resources. Okay, so what you can do, you can define that method within the resource and you can use that particular resources within multiple resources. Okay, let's understand in this way. So here we have this particular method M1.
Mm-hmm.
This is M10. This is M16. Okay, these three methods we have which is used in multiple resources. Okay, resource one, resource this resource, and this resource. All three method has everything same structure and everything is same. So instead
Mm.
of defining it here, here, and here, what you can do, you can define inside resource and you can use that resource here, here, and here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So here inside design center, we can create rammer, we can create async API, you can create fragment, and a part of that, you can export import also. Okay, export we can do once you will go inside this YAML or fragment, but you can import existing. So sometime it may happen. You will get YAML from some other team member through email or through other storage. It's not inside design center. Then how you will add inside design center? So we have import option. So in this option, you need to go, you need to import that YAML and that YAML will be visible here. Okay. So if you want to create YAML, so you need to select this new API specification. You need to give name and other detail. Name for YAML version. So Mulesoft, like Anypoint platform, support latest 1.0 only. YAML 2.0 is also there, but Anypoint platform don't support that one. It support YAML 1.0, 8.0, and it support Swagger. Okay, Swagger is nothing but OS. Okay, so it support this version of Swaggers. Okay, see structure wise and everything, Swagger and YAML do everything same only, but syntax difference will be there. Okay, and there are multiple tools available in market, which is online tool. So there, if you will define your YAML, it will generate Swagger for you. That also you can use, but very rarely you will see any projects using Swagger. Mostly you will see YAML only. Okay, so once you will click on create API, then it will create YAML like this. Okay, so here, like we define YAML version, we define title, description, version. Okay, all these are optional, but this particular is mandatory. So here we are giving the purpose of defining this YAML and we are doing versioning also. Okay, then as I mentioned, you can define your, what I can say, library inside your fragment and you can use that library. So this is the syntax of using library. So we use this huge keyword and we are calling this particular library from Exchange. Okay, and how to take fragment from Exchange? So first you need to go to this dependency module. here you need to click on add fragment and then you need to select. So I have this common fragment, which I have already added here. So you can see this common fragment. And inside this common fragment, what all things we have, I can use here. So I'm taking from that fragment, I'm taking this library. Okay. And inside this library, I, I have multiple components like common header. I have common error handler. Okay, this is nothing but response body, response error for error handler. Okay, so whatever, like here I have data type also, which I'm taking from fragment and which is defined inside common library. Okay, so in this way you can create your RAML, and if you want to see fragment, then this is common fragment. Okay, here I created data type. Okay, here these examples are there. Here we have traits. This is for a response body where I have defined 400, 401 other error bodies. And then this is for common header, what all header is common for my all the API. So you can define multiple headers within these traits. Okay, so these all header are common, which must be with all the API. So I define inside common header, but you have client ID, client secret, or you have authorization header that you can define separately. And this is my library where I am taking this. I'm making collection of all traits and data types. To use the traits, you use, sorry, your syntax will be traits, and then you need to define the location. Same for data type also, syntax will be type, and you need to define the location of this data type. Once everything is done, you need to publish it on Exchange.
Ravi, can you show me the data types? Okay, show data types. Data type. Okay.
So data type, my data type is of type object, which contain message, code, event ID as a element. And this within this object, we have another child object error, which contain again elements type, title, details. Okay, so this is the data type where I have one object which contain message, code, event, error. And this error itself is a child object which contain type, title, and detail. Okay. Fine. So this one is done. Okay. Now, if you want to use fragment, first thing you need to publish. You must need to publish on Exchange. If you will not publish on Exchange, you will not able to do. If you will not able to include in your RAML. Okay. So you must need to publish your fragment on Exchange to use that fragment inside your RAML. Okay. And if you are doing any modification in fragment, you must need to refresh it from here. You need to change version, and it will give you all the version of that fragment. Right now, my fragment has only this version 1.0.0. But if you will keep updating your fragment version will keep changing. And you need to select if you want to use latest feature of any fragment, then you need to select latest version. Okay. So apart of that, here we have more capability. You can rename this RAML. You can create a duplicate of this RAML. You can delete this RAML. You can download this particular RAML. As I mentioned, like someone will download and they can give you. So you can import also. Okay. So import, this is import from Exchange and this is import within RAML. But if you want to import complete RAML, then you have to do from outside. Okay. And this option you will use to publish. Hope everyone know about this basic thing. I just did a small recap. Okay. So here you need to give asset version, API version, and then we have two cycles, stable and developed. Okay. So until unless you will not commit with stable, you will not able to use inside studio. Okay, if you, so this one, once everything is done and your YAML is stable, then you will publish with the stable version. Otherwise, if you are in development phase, you can publish with development version. Okay, fine then. So yeah, we can close now. Okay, and we'll continue tomorrow. We will have some more detailed discussion about AnyPoint platform, all the capability of platform, and then slowly we will like go for complex part of this particular course. Okay, fine
We
then.
have a question, Ravi. Now,
Yes, go ahead.
in the YAML, we have fragments, data types. Those are all we have. We can see multiple elements. We can see. So, if we want to create a YAML, how we can identify these things? Okay, these are we need to keep in the data types. These are we can keep into the examples. Like we couple of things. If we error message examples, everything we can keep in examples. But we can see example and examples. Those we can see it in the list. So how we can categorize all of those?
Okay. So first thing, like is for each component, you should know what is the purpose of that component. Let's say you want to define schema of your input and output structure, then you have to define inside data type. If you have single example, then you have to use example component or element. Sorry, key, example key. If you have multiple examples, then you have to use examples key. If you want to define query parameters, then we have key as a query params. So you need to know what all key we have and what is the purpose of that key. And based on that, you need to use it. So like, I'm not sure I should go in that detail or not. I should explain all this. I think if we will start that, then it will be developer course. Okay. If I will start discussing all those components. So that maybe you will get from multiple places. So that learning you need to do by yourself. Otherwise, like 20 days we will spend in developer concept only.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah. Okay, fine then. Thanks everyone. Let's connect tomorrow and we'll